So the average American eats fast food 4 times a week. And Chipotle is one of the fastest growing chains in the country. Founder Steve Ells set out to offer fast food with what we've been talking about today, with a conscience.
I opened the first Chipotle in 1993 with the idea that just because it's fast doesn't mean it has to be a fast food experience.
Just cheese.
At the height of the lunch rush, it's all hands on deck. The grill is filled with chicken and steak, and we're sauteing vegetables and cooking beans, and we're mixing batches of rice. I think fast food to most people means cheap, highly processed, not good for you, not great quality. At Chipotle, it's just the opposite. Everything at Chipotle is fresh, never frozen, with the exception of corn. 45% or so of our beans are now organic. We buy produce from local family farmers in the months when it's available. That really contributes to the freshness and the nutritiousness of the food. We serve more naturally raised meat than any other restaurant company in the country. 100% of our chicken is naturally raised, 100% of our pork is naturally raised, and a little more than 60% of our beef now.
I get the chicken, or I get the hard tacos with the vinaigrette. Excellent.
This year, Chipotle will serve about 70 million pounds of meat.
It's really important to serve chicken that has never been given antibiotics and pork that's never been given antibiotics or growth hormones and is allowed to be outside and free-ranging. These make for better tasting meats and better for the environment. We think access to sustainably raised food shouldn't be a luxury. It should be an everyday occurrence.
So Steve Ells, congratulations, really. We need more of you. We need more of you. So, I've seen these Chipotle restaurants, but I had no idea that that's
You'll have to stop now.
I think I will. Chipotle serves 700,000 people a day, and last year did more than $1 billion in sales. And you told my producers that you wanted to change the way Americans think about fast food, because what we've been seeing and talking about and what most people know is that, it's not as nutritious as we would want it to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when I started the first restaurant, I wanted to make
in '93.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure everything was fresh. And I had just gotten out of cooking school to learn to be a chef, and I worked at this fancy restaurant. And so the first Chipotle was in order to provide seed money for my fancy restaurant.
That you were going to do.
Right. And so I opened the Chipotle, and it was really, really busy. Everything was fresh. I was back in the kitchen cooking everything from scratch. When we made batches of beans, I was toasting the cumin seeds and grinding them in a mortar of pestle and picking oregano off the stems and chopping them, and just like all these little details that's never in fast food, but we served it really, really fast. And so I decided, because of the success of the first restaurant, I said, I'll open one more, and then one more. Mm-hmm. And then there were a lot of them all of a sudden. And again, it was always based on fresh.
How do you keep the standard, though?
We only do a few things, but we do them really, really well. And so we teach people how to cook from scratch. But if you go into a typical fast food place, they're not necessarily cooking. We have cutting boards and knives and pots and pans and whisks. And they go in and they grab real food and they cook.
So where did this idea, or when did you start, or did you start this immediately, the idea of food with a conscience?
At the beginning, it was just about freshness. And I started to get curious about where the food came from. And the first experience that I had was with the pork. I was looking for a new pork supplier. And so I read this article about some farmers up in Iowa under the name Nyman Ranch, who were raising pigs outdoors or in deeply bedded pens in the winter and never giving them antibiotics or growth hormones. And so I got some samples of this pork, and it was awesome. I mean, it tasted so much better than the stuff I was using.
But didn't it cost you so much more?
Did, but I said, well, what about the other stuff? And they said, well, that's raised in confinement. And so I went and I saw that. I saw what that meant. Mm-hmm. And it really makes you sad. And I knew that I didn't want my success or the success of Chipotle to be based on that kind of exploitation. So we switched to all of this outdoor raised pork.
But this is the question, Michael, is it humanly possible to feed all the people we need to feed in the world if all the animals are going to be outdoors?
Well, we probably wouldn't eat as much meat as we do now. We eat a kind of obscene amount of meat, 200 pounds per person per year. And if all the animals were outdoors, we would probably eat a little bit less meat. But it would be a much better product. It's really that trade-off between quality and quantity.
We will be back in a moment with a special offer for you to see. Foodie.
Guess what? Dairy Queen is having a huge cheeseburger sale. Now, a juicy single is just $1.99. A beefy double is just $2.99. And a Titanic triple is just $3.99.
Uh-oh. Lockjaw. A little help here.
Open wide and say, The cheeseburger sale is going on at Dairy Queen. Do all three.
Black is always flattering? Pure myth. Head & Shoulders is just for dandruff? Also a myth. The fact is, Head & Shoulders is for more than just flakes. It gives you 7 scalp and hair benefits, including relieving itch, irritation, and redness caused by dandruff. Black may not always be flattering, but beautiful hair that's free of visible flakes always is. Head & Shoulders. Respect the scalp, love the hair. Recommended by the Dermatology Review Panel.
Warm up this winter on the Halifax waterfront at Winterfest, presented by Waterfront Development Corporation Limited. For 3 days and nights at the end of February, put Old Man Winter on timeout and celebrate the season of snow and ice. Free activities include skating on the outdoor rink, snow sculpting demos, the Urban Butters snowboarding showcase, and the Maritime's only outdoor big screen featuring live CTV coverage of Olympic gold medal events and the closing ceremonies. Winterfest. Check it out at waterfrontwinterfest.ca.
HRM snowplow operators want to make sure you're safe this winter. Maneuvering a heavy machine through snowy streets can be tricky, but working together, we can make sure that our streets and sidewalks are safe and accessible. Please be patient and cautious during times of snowfall, as it takes time to get to every street. Children should never play in the snow by the road or anywhere a plow operates, and never park on the street when snow clearing is taking place. Your HRM snowplow operators, clearing the way for a better day.
Hello, I'm Bruce Briscoe. We're working on the midweek edition of Live at 5, and we hope you can join us tonight.
Sorry about leaving the advertisers on there. I meant to get to it earlier. Okay, a song by Paul Beckman, Palu Rainbow Song, created January 27th, 2010, using the guitar chords G7 and C. This song is going to be called Will. That was an excellent episode of Oprah. That was an excellent episode of Oprah, wasn't it? I liked it. I liked all the health consciousness. That's what I like. That's what I like. Learning to be healthier in this world. Yeah. Well, when you learn to be healthier in this world, you can do more things and live longer. Who people love, yeah, they can love you longer. 'Cause you'll be around longer, most likely, if nothing happens out of the ordinary. Yeah, you'll live long like Spock, live long and prosper, and such, yeah, live long and prosper. If you eat healthily, more healthier every day, you're gonna enjoy life more, you'll be here to stay. You'll be working with the laws of harmony, working on prosperity. That's what health does, it gives you a healthy outlook to be charged. Yeah, charged with vigor, charged with life, living a lifestyle that's right, learning to do all the things that you could in life that are good for you and everyone else, good for you and everyone else, making your own decisions, making your own decisions.